Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir, and here we have Captain Marvel #2. Yes, another Captain Marvel book. How many has it been? Yeah, I know that joke's kind of old, but it's not really a joke when it's true. Now, we have the Captain Marvel movie coming up, and all of Brie Larson's comments she's been making, and I'm just wondering, is this the series that the storyline we really want to be doing? Um, it's kind of a hodgepodge. And yeah, I actually already forgot that Bond Villain was working on this book. And of course, it's a Kelly Thompson book who can be a good writer at times. She can be funny, and sometimes she kind of goes off the rails. I guess she has to keep her job anymore. So, anyway, about this book. Oh, I like this cover. It's a Amanda Connor cover, and almost has a little Art Adams style. What the hell was driving by? um, yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty much your Mad Max world, and at the end of Captain Marvel #1, Carol and that Ripley Riley reporter woman got sucked into the portal, and the other heroes couldn't go after them. They thought it was going to the alternate future that Machismo comes from, but it's not. It is not. We find out a little bit more of what is going on. So, let's open a book, la la la. And here we have basically the exposition where it's the news reports of what's going on outside the barrier. I saw it all. Captain Marvel flew through some kind of hole. She went in after this guy. Da, da, da. He grabbed a lady from the street, and Captain Marvel went in right after him. Then the hole closed. And like I said, I thought it was going to another dimension. And the portal closed? Yeah, it was crazy. Since when is Captain Marvel back? Is that a thing? I like the short hair better, right? Huh, really? Great. My niece is on that island. She lives there. I haven't been able to reach her since this morning. Why can't anyone tell me what this means? Uh, so you can actually see the barrier. Yeah, just for a second when the Avengers guys hit it. It looked like some kind of Hunger Games crap. Then it went invisible again. Then we get this line. I think I saw some of Thor's naughty parts. And she's kind of whispering with her hand. Okay, one, how? Two, that's female gaze. Imagine doing that with the roles reversed. Um, yeah, why was she actually? You know what? I don't even care anymore. I don't. Uh, oh, and then we get this guy. Just more superhero nonsense. Traffic backed up for miles. Totally not surprised to hear Captain Marvel's at the center of this. That broad has always been a pain. Okay, that broad, but yeah, she kind of has been. Um, Remember Civil War II? Yeah, she was arresting civilians for not doing anything just because a precog thought. Yeah, Pepper's Farm remembers. Um, yeah. So I guess is Captain Marvel back? I mean, if she ever gets out of that bubble thing. Right? Yeah, whatever. Basically, she was only gone long enough for her to grow her hair. So inside the bubble, we get this almost two-page spread of Captain Marvel kicking Machismo. How long is her waist scarf thing here? I mean, is it like Batman's cape? It changes length depending on the scene? Because she should be tripping all over that. And that seems like a great way for someone to grab her and fling her around. So, I underestimated you. You may be worthy after all, wench. Sensing he might have a slight problem with women. Perhaps the fact that he used to be called Machismo should have been the tip-off. That's Captain to you. Yeah, that's right. That's Captain Wench to you. Don't forget that, nuclear man. Uh, Ripley, I need you to walk away. Walk away? How about run? Get to a safe distance. This is going to get worse before it gets better. I'll find you. Yeah, whatever. And so, yeah, they fight a little bit. She gives him a good punch to the breadbasket. And so let's talk about this barrier. And he gets her back. She gets nailed in the breadbasket into a building. And, she's on the ground. Now, this is what I'd like to see. On your hands and knees where you belong, my lovely. An appropriate show of respect. Finally. Oh dear, this is over the top. And granted, this is what the character is, but really, I said I always say that any character you can do a good story with them, but when you make them one dimensional, um, yeah, whatever. So then he gets shot, and she just kind of does a heh, which doesn't really match the look on her face. It should be more of a who? Well, huh? It's just kind of a little laugh. And it's Carol's Resistance Corps. We got Spider Woman here, Echo, Hazmat is here. Um, yeah, what? It so happens that all the people we've just seen, that were, except for Ronan, but so after he gets shot, I should have known you wouldn't play fair. Women prove time again to be faithless inheritance who can't be trusted. So predictable. And so I shall return when the time suits me, wenches. And of course, does he have a rocket-powered butt? Oh God! Trying to be funny. Stop trying to be funny, Kelly. So we're back outside the wall, the barrier. Now, what we're finding out that wasn't really explained in last issue. Um, it looked like it was a portal going back to where Machismo comes from. No, they actually just put a barrier up in Manhattan, and no one could get in. At least men can't get in. So She-Hulk is now with them. She's joined. Um, we must breach the invisible dome. We cannot leave Carol alone to the whims of this foe. Crush puny dome. Oh God, Kelly, stop. Although at least she's not the super she-bulk they've been doing in Avengers. So they're discussing, of course, Thor doesn't know what a bouncy house is. Rhodey's, basically doing the exposition here. It's barely been 2 minutes since she went in. Give her a second. She can handle this, whatever it is. I hope you're right, Rhodey. Either way, we're out of time. Roosevelt Island looks fine from this side. We'll just have to hope for the best. We're needed downtown stat. If, blah, blah, blah. So, am I reading this right? Vampires? Tying it into Avengers. Okay. So, is Rhodey going to be showing up in Avengers? However, She-Hulk stays behind. And, I like, even if they do a little bit more muscular She-Hulk, I'm fine with this. I hate the fact that they're just making this huge block of granite. So, the barrier's up. It's only been up for a few minutes. Looking through it, everything looks fine, what have you. But back inside the barrier, as they say, Rebellion Base of Operations. Where? What? Huh? So they're going into a building, and they're basically giving her a sit rep. Wow, so you've been busy. It's been a while. Right. How long exactly? We don't know exactly. I think I've been here about 25 days, same as Hazmat, and she arrived about the same time. Oh, Jess, I'm sorry. 25 days without her son, blah, blah, blah. Echo, how long have you been here? She can't hear you. She needs line of sight to read your lips. Right, I forgot. She's deaf. Sorry. Well, okay. She can't hear you apologize, but Echo is actually living on Roosevelt Island, and she's been here since the beginning. She estimates it's been about 50 days total. Oh my God. Yeah, it's a shock. So, okay, I got some problems here. 50 days, we're talking less than 2 months. So we're seeing, what you will see of this world is how inside the dome, one, time is passing faster than outside the dome. And they've already destroyed so much. Skies are red. Oh, yeah. And I also want to remember, Machismo is an old Fantastic Four villain. At the end of John Byrne's run, in fact, I think he actually left the series mid storyline. There was a dome, a black dome that appeared over the town that Reed Richards grew up in, Central City. Yeah, not related to the Flash. And time passed differently in there. Iron Man flew in, came back out, and literally, he was still going in when he was coming out. And he had spent 3 weeks in there. So, again, we're pulling from Fantastic Four here. Although I don't recall Machismo being involved in that storyline. Excuse me. But Yeah, we're pulling this out. Put a dome over a city. Time passes faster in there, and it's horrible. Um, yeah. So we're just going to crib from Fantastic Four. Kelly, some of us remember. Okay, just saying, just saying. So yeah, back to this silver lining. We get all the refugees, and yeah, I think a lot of us are hoping for their families to be okay. Um, this is all incredibly impressive, Jess. But before we go further, can we get Ripley some medical attention? Yeah, you don't want to get infection. Um, so this is interesting. So we get more. Oh, by the way, they're in this bunker thing with the green lighting, and I think is it's it's Bond villain, isn't it? Is it her? Color artist, yeah. Bond villain is doing a crap job on this because there's supposed to be that sickly green fluorescent lights, and what you will see is the lighting doesn't seem to match people very well. And, it makes people look like they just have radiation sickness. The way random bits of greenish hue fall on people instead of it having a complete covering of light. You'll see that through these pages when they're in here. Um, yeah, these ones especially. I think the next page is even worse. But um, so we're not completely sure how it works. Only women seem to be able to get through the barrier, which is interesting. No, that's not what she says. There must be no gross. Yes. So only women getting through the barrier is gross. Not interesting. That's for later. Yeah, you're the first one we've seen come through in a long time. Only hours for you on the outside, but about a week for us. Interesting. Well, obviously, if the police and even military have cordoned off the barrier and no one's going in, even women, that's why you're not going to see anyone coming in. It's not that interesting. Come on, Carol, you should be able to have figured it out like that. So they're talking about where are all the men, and they're not sure. They're keeping all the women safe in these barracks. Now, you go through this. Is this a military base? Is there a military base on Roosevelt Island? I've never been to Manhattan, so I don't know. And you holding up okay? I mean, I'm definitely pissed I decided to visit Roosevelt Island instead of the Statue of Liberty after I left you and Tony, but I'm all right. Ironically, my powers don't seem to be working since I got here. Huh. Which would be great if I stuck inside Mr. Chauvinist and his Technicolor pimp coat. One, it's hard to say. Trying to be funny. Mr. Chauvinist and his Technicolor pimp coat. You know, when you write dialogue, it helps to actually say it to see how natural it is. Especially, are younger people going to be making Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat references? I mean, maybe Donny Osmond is having a huge resurgence. Maybe in the Marvel Universe, it's already been revealed that the Peacock is Donny Osmond. Oh God, I just admitted to watching a really bad show. Anyway, so if your powers aren't working, why all the gear? Just as a precaution. Oh, finally, something smart in this book. So we welcome to Rebellion Central, and we meet the one guy, the one man that's here. His name's Sam, the only man who's managed to escape the Citadel. The only one? That's odd. And yeah, of course it's odd. We all know he's going to be working or escaping. He's going to be related to Machismo. And spoiler alert, yeah, it is. No one seems to question this. And when Spider Woman, she says, "Oh, I just haven't had time. It's been too busy to ask a couple questions." Um, maps, supplies, weaponry. They've done a lot. But our biggest assets are the people. There's a lot of power here, both superhero and civilian. We just need to harness it and point it in the right direction. Okay, so you have Ronin, Hazmat, whose powers aren't working, Spider Woman. And by the way, why does everyone already? It's been under 2 months. Why do we have these face markings and that? And yeah, here's what I say about the sickly green glow, the lighting that doesn't seem to land right. It gets bits of their faces, not really on their clothes. So they start drawing off the maps. south side of the Citadel, guarded by Nuclear Man's Metal Man troops. But maybe with Carol's firepower, we can overpower them this time. And this area, this arena he's constructed, that's my best guess for where the men might be, if they're still alive. You know, do you believe they're alive? Hard to say. Nuclear Man is not fond of anything he deemed competition. Oh, great. Here comes Butters. I need you to off the side, Butters. Hi, Boo. Um, so Hazmat says, what about power? And Hazmat's using sign language? Of course. Echo can't read her lips with her mask on. Does Kelly Thompson, does she have a deaf friend? Because we're seeing a lot of this. She seems to know, and I have a horrible accent. But wait a minute. Wait a minute here. So, this may be a small nitpick. So, we have sign language. We have powers that are not working or severely diminished. Kelly Thompson is writing this. We just saw this in Avengers West Coast, West Coast Avengers. Uh, oh, okay. Is this like the darker version of Avengers West Coast? Is she just falling on these tropes? Okay, so back to the issue. This is dumb because they get to the artillery here, and I'm glad you're here, Carol. I'm sorry you got sucked in, but man, it's good to see you. What the heck? Okay, if you're going to say this is a base of operations, the rebellion base, they've been here less than 2 months. They've already commandeered a military base. Look at this. Souped up car. Where are they getting missiles? Where are they getting missiles? Why aren't they using them? This is the problem with Captain Marvel. She's supposed to be the paragon of the Marvel Universe, the most powerful person. And here she is, surrounded by people who are way, way, just above street level. Let's be honest. Just walk across it, Butters. Trust me, that's all this is good for. Um, and they're talking about how their powers aren't working. Aren't working to full capacity either. Just great. Are you feeling full power, Carol? I'm not sure, but I'm also not sure I should be sharing that. So far, yes, but I'll keep an eye on it. Um, Hi. It, Maybe you should say something. I know you're not sure, but it would suck if all these people depending on you are expecting you to be at full power when you're not. Captain Marvel's a bitch. She really is. See this ad. This looks cool. This Craven, this Hunter storyline. I'm going to pick that up. I'm reading your book. I should not be more interested in the ad. So yeah, your weapons hanger. It's giving me ideas. Anyone know how to fly a plane? Fly one, maybe. Build one? Not so much. Then the proximity alarm goes off, and then we get this. A stupid line coming up. Tell me where you want me. I know you're still getting your feet wet, but you're officially the biggest gun we've got. I want you front and center. You're also the only captain we got, so lead us. Oh, God, really? Challenge accepted. Echo and Jess. Protect. Was I calling Echo Ronan? Echo, whatever, I think I was calling her Ronan all this time. Protect the north wall. That's where we're the most valuable. Hazmat, you and Sam cover them with the photon laser cannons. How did you already know where the base is most vulnerable? Stuff you can really show the reader? How does she know all this? I'll cover you all from the air and clear out the fodder while I'm at it. She forgot my name one time, and I'd like her anyway. Oh, God. Everyone likes one another. Yeah, she grows on you, like fungus. A lovely, super-powered fungus. Is that the VD you got from her? Is that... you got an STD from Carol? Her space VD? Anyway, guess what? Someone else gets into the dome and loses their powers immediately, because I'm stopping right here. This book is dumb. I kind of like these alternate Earths, post-apocalyptic, Road Warrior type stories, Mad Max. When you do stuff like this. And I was expecting this to go to the other dimension, but no, it has to take place inside ours. So we still have Spider Woman and Echo, Hazmat. You know, no other people. Where are this is all the superheroes we have, and let's be honest, it's not really a big, especially when you're fighting robots, not really a big army. And a bunch of civilians cowering. And so here comes Captain Marvel, savior of the Womans, going to get in there, and this book's dumb. You know, we have the Captain Marvel movie coming, and instead of it being, she is a great hero who happens to be a woman, she's friends to women everywhere. Have you ever dealt with women? I mean, I'm not saying this as a guy, but I've seen how catty women are. And yeah, this is how they're all friends, and yeah, even though she forgot my name, oh, I still can't help but like her. Really. I know women that would hold that grudge for years. Yeah, 50 days. 50 days, under 2 months. And I can't really show too much of the outside world in the end pages here. Because like I said, I'm skipping that for copyright, but I mean, look at this. 2 months and the world has gone to hell. Look at the bridge back there. Look at that. The skies are red. It was Earth all along. It was Roosevelt Island all along. Kelly Thompson's not bad, but this is kind of just phoning it in, really. Excuse me, my voice has been cutting out all through this video, so yeah, I'm done. This book is stupid. The art's not bad though. The coloring though works against it. And I don't really. I know a lot of people have a thing against Bondville, and I really don't care. Oops, didn't mean to turn to that. But you see some of these shots here with the lighting. Look at that. It almost makes them look sick half the time. Anyway, this book's stupid. 5 o'clock. You know what? The art overall is not bad, except for the coloring. But I'm giving it. I gotta use this hand. I had it right the first time. Giving it a 4.30. Let's give it a 4.30. It's retrash. I was going to say rehash, but I almost said retrash. I just invented a word for this. This is retrash. Taking a story from Fantastic Four from the end of Byrne's run. We're going to put in some of the tropes that she's sprinkling in from West Coast Avengers, and boom, we got a new book. It's so much easier when you're working on multiple books to just reuse the same things rather than come up with something new, right? Yeah, because everyone has to be depowered. Then what's the point of having powers? Anyway, this book's dumb. Why am I reading Captain Marvel? Anyone reading this? What's the drop-off? I'd love to see the sales on this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Probably be back. I have Jawbreakers. I gotta pop that open. And yeah, I will be back. And maybe not tonight with Jawbreakers. Maybe tomorrow. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.